and welcome to reading of the BeritHadasah, or otherwise known as the New Testament. We are in the book of Mark and picking up where we left off at chapter 11. Yes, let me show you my shirt real quick. It says love God, love people, see? And especially at this time, we need to love God and love our people who are our neighbors during this season of disaster. We're expecting a Category 5 hurricane. I don't know if it's going to hit as a 5 or 4 and a 3. Some say it's going to hit as a 4. Some say as a 3. But others say it's going to come in full blast as a 5 and go across Florida, from Tampa over into the Atlantic. So keep us in prayer here in Florida. So open your Bibles, and we're going to go right into Mark chapter 11. And when they came near Jerusalem, to Bethphage and Bethania, at the Mount of Olives, he sent out two of his Talmudim, or disciples, and said to them, "Go into the village opposite you, and immediately entering into it, you shall find a colt tied on, which no one has sat. Loosen it and bring it. If anyone says to you, 'Why are you doing this?' say, 'The Adon,' which means Adonai, or 'my God,' needs it and shall send it back straight away." So they went away and found the colt tied by the door outside on the street, and they loosened it. And some of those standing there said to them, What are you doing loosening the colt?" And they said to them, "As Yeshua had said." So they let them go, and they brought the colt to Yeshua and threw their garments on it, and he sat on it. And many spread their garments on the way, and others were cutting down branches from the trees and were spreading them on the way. And those going before, those following, cried out, saying, "Hoshania, Baruch," which means Hosanna, blessed is he who is coming in the name of Yahweh. Baruch is the coming reign of our father David, in the name of Yeshua, Hoshania, in the highest. And Yahweh went into Jerusalem and into the Mikdash, and having looked around on all, he went out to Bethania to all the 12, as the hour was already late. And on the next day, when they had come out from Bethania, he said he was hungry, and seeing at the distance a fig tree having leaves, he went to see whether he would find anything on it. And when he had come to it, he found not but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. And Yeshua said to it, "Let no one eat fruit from you ever again." And his Talmudim heard it, and they came to Jerusalem. Yeshua, entering into the Mikdash, began to drive out those who brought and sold in the Mikdash, and overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those selling doves. 16. And they did not allow anyone to carry a vessel through the Mikdash. And he was teaching, saying to them, "Has it not been written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations'? But you have made it a den of robbers." And the scribes and the chief Kohanim heard it, and they were seeking how to destroy him, for they feared him. For they feared him because all the crowds was astonished at his teaching. And when evening came, he went out of the city. 20. And in the evening and in the morning, passing by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. Then Kepha, remembering, said to him, Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you cursed is withered. And Yeshua answering, saying to them, have believed in Elohim, for truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be removed and be thrown into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says shall be done, he shall have whatever he says. Because of this I say to you, whatever you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. And whenever you stand praying, if you hold whatever against anyone, forgive, so that your Father in the Shemayim shall also forgive you for your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither shall your Father in the Shemayim forgive you your trespasses. And they came again to Jerusalem, and as he was walking in the Mikdash, the chief Kohanim and the scribes and the elders came to him. And they said to him, by what authority are you doing this? And who gave you this authority to do this? And Yeshua answering said to them, I shall ask you one question, and answer me, and I shall answer you. But by what authority I do this? The immersion of Yohanan, was it from the Shemayim or from men? Answer me. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, if we say, from the Shemayim, he shall say, then why did you not believe him? But if we say, from men, they feared the people, for all held that Yohanan was a Nabi indeed. And answering, they said to Yeshua, we do not know. And Yeshua answering said to them, neither do I say to you by what authority I do these. Chapter 12. And he began to speak to them in parables. A man planted a vineyard, and put a hedge around it, and dug a vat for the winepress, and built a watchtower, and let it out to farmers, and went away. In due season he sent a servant to the farmers to receive some of the fruit of the vineyard from the farmers, and they seized him and beat him, and sent away empty-handed. And again he sent them another servant, and throwing stones, they wounded him in the head, and having insulted, sent him away. And again he sent another, and they killed him, and many others, beating some and killing some. He had one son, his beloved, and he sent him last of all, saying, they shall respect my son. But those farmers said among themselves, this is the heir, come, let us kill him, and the inheritance shall be ours. So they took and killed him, and threw him out of the vineyard. What then shall the owner of the vineyard do? He shall come and destroy the farmers, and give the vineyard to others. Have you not read the scriptures? The stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. That is, this was from Yahweh, and it is marvelous in our eyes. And they were seeking to seize him, but feared the crowds, for they knew he had spoken a parable against them. And leaving him, they went away. And And they sent to him some of the Pharisees and the Herodians to catch him in a word. And when they came, they said to him, Teacher, we know that you are true, and it does not concern you about anyone, for you are not partial to any, but teach the way of Elohim in truth. Is it right to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Should we pay or should we not pay? And he knowing their hypocrisy, said to them, Why do you try me? Bring me a silver piece to look at. And they brought it, and he said to them, Whose likeness and inscription is this? And they said to him, Caesar's. Then Yeshua said to them, Give to Caesar what is Caesar, and to Elohim what is Elohim's. And they marveled at him. And Sadducees who saw there is no resurrection, and Sadducees who say there is no resurrection came to him, and they asked him, saying, Teacher, Moshe wrote to us that if a brother of anyone dies and leaves his wife behind and leaves no children, his brother should take his wife and raise up offspring for his brother. There were 7 brothers, and the first took a wife and died, leaving no offspring, and the second took her, and he died, leaving behind no offspring, and the third likewise, and the 7th left no offspring. Last of all, the woman died too. In the resurrection then, when they rise, whose wife shall she be? For 7 had her as wife. And Yeshua answering said to them, Is this not why you go astray, because you do not know the scriptures, nor the power of Elohim? For when they raise from the dead, they neither marry, nor are they given in marriage, but are as messengers in the Shemayim. And concerning the dead, that they rise, have you not read in the book of Moshe at the bush how Elohim spoke to him, saying, I am the Elohim of Abraham, and the Elohim of Yitzhak, and the Elohim of Yaakov. He is not the Elohim of the dead, but Elohim of the living. You then go greatly astray, when one of the scribes coming near, hearing the reasoning together, knowing that he had answered them well, he asked, What is the first commandment of all? And Yeshua answered him, The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, your Elohim, Yahweh is one, and you shall love Yahweh with your Elohim with all your heart, with all your being, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment, and the second like it is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. And the scribe said to him, Well said, teacher, you have spoken the truth. For there is one Elohim, and there is no other besides him. And to love him with all your heart, and with all the understanding, and with all your being, and with all your strength, and to love your one's neighbor as yourself is more than all the burnt offering and slaughter offerings. 34. And when Yeshua saw that he answered wisely, he said to him, he said, You are not far from the reign of Elohim. And after that, no one dared to question him. And Yeshua responding said, while teaching in the Midrash, how is it that the scribes say that HaMashiach is the Ben of David? David himself said by the Ruach HaKodesh, Yahweh said to Adonai, sit at my right hand, and I make you enemies your footstool for your feet. David himself called him Adonai in what way? When is he his Ben? And the large crowd heard him gladly. And in his teaching he was saying to them, because of the scribes who like to walk around in long robes and greeting in the marketplaces, and to be best seats in the congregation and the best places at feasts, who are devouring widows' houses, and for a show make long prayers, these shall receive greater judgment. And sitting opposite the treasury, he saw how the people put copper into the treasury, and many rich ones put in much. And the poor widow came and threw in 2 small coins, which amounts to a quarter, and called near his time of them. He said to them, truly I say to you that this poor widow has put more money than all those putting into the treasury, for they shall put in out of the excess, but she, out of her property, put in all that she had, her entire livelihood. May God bless the reading of Mark chapter 11 and 12. May he shine his light upon your path. May he lead you into his righteousness and peace, and fill you with his shalom in Yeshua's name. Amen. Until next week, with BeritHadasah, we wish you shalom.